Here we go. 3 ways Prevail is offering nutrition coaching currently right now. 2 of them we kind of know about. 1 is new. We're going to overview that. We had another student asking about muscle mass to body fat, like ratios and like ranges. I wanted to overview a little bit of data, look at some of the instructor data, just to give you guys a window of like, where am I going? Where can I go? Where should I go? And let's clear some stuff up. And then we're gonna talk about 3 ways we can support you in those decisions. All right. So I'm going to go right to share screen. I'm going to look at some information about instructors, right? So this is
just as a reference.
This is just a reference, right? Obviously, we know there's many, many benefits to exercise way beyond body composition in the mirror. But if that's a goal for some of us, that's great. And we want to talk about that independently of all the other benefits of exercise and Prevail, right?
Mm-hmm.
So average fat mass in pounds, 29.5, 28. This is all female, male. Average muscle mass in pounds, 64.7 to 80. Average body fat percentage, average muscle mass percentage of body weight. And then at the bottom, this ratio. So we all know all the instructors, we all kind of aesthetically, visually know what they look like. And I thought it'd be interesting to give you guys some data behind what you visually see to see where do I want myself in the future? And how far away is it? Is it beyond what I want? Is it something I do want or do not want? But here's some numbers, some kind of windows to potentially set your sights on, okay? And now this number here at the bottom, this is a ratio. So this is saying like of the amount of muscle and fat I have, what's the ratio between those two? And that's something you can also look at your in-body data. You can compare your in-body data to any of this data as just a reference point. This is not a bad, good. This is not a hierarchy like 1 to 10, like excellent, optimal. This is just information just to give you some direction.
Just some data.
Just some data, okay? Now, I've had this question. Do I need to focus on building muscle or losing fat? Here's one way of looking at it to break it down. 1, is this my first 6 months of training? Yes, you will gain muscle and lose body fat if you do the things we said in Power Pack. So apply all the principles and you'll have both happen. Beyond that, things get tricky, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So 1, are we in healthy body fat ranges? So are we sub 30 for females, sub 25 for men? No, losing body fat should be our number 1 priority, right? Doesn't have to be crazy, but that should be our priority for health, just to like be healthier humans. Now, if I am in healthy body fat percentage, do I have 60 or 75 pounds of muscle? That's female, male. If I don't, I'm in a healthy body fat range. Maybe I could focus on building some muscle for at least 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I do have this numbers, but I still am not looking the way I want to look, is my Triple H score at least 17? This tells us whether our hormones are ready for a calorie deficit. Next thing that's really important. Are you mentally prepared to be in a calorie deficit for at least 4 weeks? A minimum of 4 weeks. Who's our editor? Now, then, yes. Okay. Then you may need to go into some sort of diet, calorie, energy equation, negative balance for at least a month to shift this version of whatever version of ourselves that we kind of want to be, depending where we want to go. All right. So that's one way of looking at that. They can give you a little bit of direction depending where you're at, kind of where am I at? Where am I going?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to head back out and I'm going to talk about how we offer these things. Right?
Bum, bum, bum.
Boom, boom, boom. Right. So here's the options that we have currently going on. You've seen Danny and Whitney and Harris talk about Confidently Strong program, and we're going to talk about, these are all rates for students. These are not rates for non-students. There's different things happening there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about this this hierarchy of how much we're getting from the amount of things and the, like I said, immersive daily 360-degree approach to nutrition habits. So Confidently Strong coming at the top, that's going to give us the most. So you're going to get the most feedback, you're going to get the most support, you're going to get the most group kind of momentum. You're going to get Danny and Whitney and Harris. You're going to have more individual
It's
set like,
individual layering and phases of nutrition, along with like a whole bunch of mindset stuff. And
Yeah.
this comes with like individualized app
Yeah.
with habit check-ins, daily
mhm,
messaging all the time,
Yeah.
private Facebook group,
right,
weekly calls.
right. And we're not saying that that it's immersive and it's daily as in it's intense,
No,
but there's just that much support.
like if you want support and feedback, that's
yeah,
what they're.
right. So that's 300 a month. That's at a 3-month commitment, right? The next one, this one is this is new. This is something we're playing around with, and
Mhm.
we've been learning how to develop another mid-level program, testing out some things for a couple of years now. And this is going to be something we think is going to work really great for a lot of people. It's 7x7. So it's 7 weeks. It's one payment of $247 for the 7-week program. Done, right? Now, this is a step down in touch points, in volume of information,
Mhm.
but it's a little more consolidated. So if you need biweekly guidance support for calories and macros, so that's all we're going to be focusing on the 7x7, just calories and macros. We're not going to be thinking about all the other pieces of the puzzles, but we're just going to be getting into just the macros, calories, setting up an initial macro calorie, setting up a new one, potentially new one, checking in every 2 weeks for 7 weeks. And so that's going to be as a 10-minute either Zoom, phone call, or in-person meeting, talking about the macros, talking about your calories, talking about your number one goal being whether or not that's weight loss or body fat percentage. And we're going to have a couple spreadsheets that we can input data in to see if we're going the right direction. Do we need to make a change up, down, or stick to the plan? That's what that coach is going to be for. Okay. And then down here at the bottom, this is what we're already offering. I want to make sure that we're understanding what we're getting out of what we're already offering. Guys, we're professionals.
You're
Now-
revving off on.
Yeah. So what this is what everyone's already getting, right? So this is why the quarterly reassessments are so valuable, because we're giving out this information. We're making the individual conversation, whether or not that be in person, or on a call, or in a form that you're filling out. This is really important because we can help you learn what happened in the last 3 months, where we go in the next 3 months. And so showing up to those quarterly equations, and then showing up to the workshops, and also making sure that you're watching all the content we're putting out and asking us about all the Prevail, like all the workshops are in Prevail YouTube. So there's like hours of
So
information
much.
there that you can absorb.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like, can I do this on my own, but I just need information at the bottom? Do I need a little bit of assistance with calorie macros, but I don't really want to be like way up here? That might be a good mark. And then obviously this is going to be like full on ready to go. I will say that even though Danny and the girls talk about Confidently Strong from a female perspective, this is not restricted to women only. All these programs are for everyone in the program.
Mhm.
Lastly, the 7x7 is going to normally be $247, but since it's a beta, since we're launching it the first one out of the gate, we're going to learn some things along the way with you and create some more stuff with you in the process. It's going to be $150 if we sign up for that program this week. So before Sunday, if you're like, I want to do it, sign up for the 7x7. It's one payment, $150. In the future, it'll be $247 for that 7-week guided support.
Mhm.
And that's the basics behind those 3 options.
Yes, and Confidently Strong also sign up by Sunday
Yeah.
because it starts Monday.
Yeah.
So
Both those things are signed up by Sunday. So
Yeah.
a little bit of not really sense of urgency, but we're action takers and we want you to take action if you're ready to take that action. So that's the basics behind that. I'm going to put these slides obviously in the email with this video. And if you have any questions along the way, please reach out and let us know. The thing about the 7x7 didn't put in there was you will have, if you have any questions that you can send on the team chat, the text message, you can send those out during that time as well, for that kind of specific information that we can go back and forth with your individual coach that's assigned to you for those 7 weeks.
that's it.
Great. That's what we're offering. And if you have any questions, let us know.